Guys, how you doing? Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
The Wanda, you're the new girl in the family of Jurassic Park. How was working with all these amazing guys?
An absolute dream. You know, quite overwhelming. I feel like I learn something new every day. It's also an exceptionally generous group of collaborators to work with, which you don't always think of when you think of what it means to work with cinematic icons. But yeah, I just felt really supported and really covered.
She's a natural leader. She saves our life. Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but she saves our life in the movie, and I would rely on her for any task in life.
Do you feel that this is the end of Jurassic World? Do you feel like this is like the closure or is your closure of your story?
I think our closure of our story, I wouldn't include DeWanda in that, because I think DeWanda's just been so recently introduced into such an incredible icon herself. The minute you see the movie, you walk out realizing you actually saw 7 or 8 icons, and you thought you were only going in to see 5. and that was really the mission, is how can we, bring these 6 movies to a close and make sure that each character's story feels complete, while also introducing new characters who could take us into the future, if the audience is interested.
Bryce, it's the end of your 3-part movie, I think, and I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you feel, what do you learn as a filmmaker and as an actress just to watch Colin working for these movies?
I've learned so much watching Colin honestly have the vision for this entire franchise and guide all of us through this entire journey with so much steadiness and confidence, and also simultaneously humility and collaboration. I mean, we talk a lot about the collaboration, and that's something that's really remarkable and unique with Colin, especially the way in which he collaborates with his actors. But something that I haven't spoken about as much that I admire Colin for tremendously is the cinema. He understands cinema. He understands filmmaking and elevated filmmaking. And so what you're seeing is, it's a great story. It's propulsive. It has incredible characters, but the actual filmmaking, which is gorgeous, is something that I just admire. I really, really, really admire. So,
Jeff, do you remember the first time you heard the words Jurassic Park?
Yeah, it was 30 years ago, and I think I got a call from my agent or something. They said, "Do you know this book, Jurassic Park?" I didn't. That was probably the first time I'd heard about it. I hadn't heard about it. He said, "Well, Steven Spielberg wants to meet you. They're doing a movie of it, and he wants to meet you. There might be a part in it for." That's the first time I think I heard about it. I said, "I'll get the book. I'll get the book."
It's actually impeccable casting. Like that, of the 3 of you, when you're a fan of the novel, it's impeccable casting. It's surreal.
Yeah. There's no other Ian Malcolm.
There is
on
no
the
other
planet.
on the planet.
I'm a lucky guy. There were other people, speaking of which, up for that part. I think it's been publicly talked about.
Yeah.
Yes, many other people would have been fantastic in it. I'm a lucky dog.
I think our casting has been excellent across the board. I'm just going to throw that in all of the movies. I think that I can't imagine, there's always, except for you, there's always other people who you meet with for a second. I've met with probably 10 different actors, and Bryce was one of them. It was instantaneous, of course, but there really is this sense that each of these characters have a little bit of the soul of each of you in them. It really comes through.
Guys, thank you very much for these 3 movies. Thank you very much for this movie, and thank you for being here in Mexico.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.